Hey, what's up YouTubers, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts video. Today I decided to go over the dollar titles that I picked up at the Dollar Tree stores. These are only movies that I picked up at Dollar Tree stores over the past year. And there's a couple of reasons why I want to record this video. The first is to show you guys what is available out there at Dollar Tree stores. I still find it very amazing that they're selling movies for $1. The second reason is so you guys can give me some feedback on some of the titles I'm missing. Now, I haven't gone in a couple of weeks, well, 2.5 weeks it's been since I did a Dollar Tree run. And I'm planning on going in the middle of this week, like Wednesday or Thursday maybe, to see if they have any new stock. So I'm going to go over everything that I've picked up at the Dollar Tree. Most of these are horror titles. I do have these separated, and it's only going to be movies on this side of the rack. So we have the top 3 shelves are horror. These 3 shelves here are just horror titles, or horror, suspense, sci-fi, maybe a little bit of each, a mixture of each of the movies. And then on the 4th shelf here, I have kind of like the epics and some of Western titles and a couple of Christmas movies. So they are somewhat organized, but not completely. But the ones that I do have, like the horror movies, are alphabetized. So I just wanted to kind of get that little intro out of the way. And I'm going to go through and show you guys what I picked up over like the last year at the Dollar Tree stores. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. So I am in a different part of the house today. This room here is eventually going to be the movie room slash man cave, but it's a work in progress and I have a lot of work yet to do. These titles right here that I'm going to show you guys are not going to stay here. This is just for the demonstration of this video to show you guys what I have. So it may look a little bit different with the lighting. It may sound a little bit different because a lot of it is, this is a hardwood floors, wood paneling, not wood paneling, but actual wood walls. I think I have shown this room before in earlier videos, but like I said, it's a work in progress. So eventually I will do a complete collection overview. It will be in this room, but I have a long ways to go before that happens. So let us get into the titles here, and these are all alphabetized. If you guys want to chime in below with a comment, let me know what I'm missing, or if you watched any of these movies and you want to talk about those below, please feel free to do so. Just try to keep it spoiler free if possible. So I have these alphabetized. The first 2 titles are numbers, so I usually put the numbers before the A, and the first one here is the uncensored, unrated edition of Three-Headed Shark Attack, starring Danny Trejo and Rob Van Dam. This one I have doubles of. I'll probably end up giving them away, my doubles pile, because I do have a couple of different doubles down here. This one's called 3 Lives. Like I said, I have 2 of those. So then we have the Alpha Test. And from the sound of it, I'm not going to read the back of it, but it was kind of like an artificial intelligence gone wrong, starts killing humans. Next one is called Ambition, from the producer of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Then we have Amityville, Mount Misery Road, with a nice slipcover. Killer doll movie called Anna. It kind of looks like a Japanese horror type movie called Apparition. Art of the Dead, starring Tara Reid and Richard Grieco. The Bad Nun, which is definitely I would just call that an outright ripoff of Valak from the Conjuring movies and The Nun, from the producers of The Gallows, which The Gallows is probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I'll put that out there. But this one's called Behind You. This one was really fun to find out in the wild. This is the short films collection of Valerian Borocek. It comes with a bunch of his short films. To get something like that for $1 is definitely worth it. Here's one called The Cabin. This is a 2-movie pack. Actually, I believe it is. It's 3 movies because the featured film is called Charismata, and you get 2 bonus movies called Dark Spirits and Legacy of Evil. The next one is called The Clinic. This is a Scream Factory DVD called The Clove Hitch Killer, which some of you have commented on previous videos that's a pretty good watch, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. This one's called Covenant. Here's an 8-movie pack. This is called Croczilla, and you may notice that it says Walmart at the top right-hand corner. This was actually purchased in a Dollar Tree. So you get Croczilla, Attack of the Giant Leeches, Piranha, the Giant Gila Monster, Creature, Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet, The Phantom from 10,000 Leagues, and The Killer Shrews for $1. And Curse of the Phoenix. That looks pretty cool. I like the sea vessel movies, the haunted ships and stuff like that. That's what it looks like to me. And I also do like Killer Scarecrow movies. This is called Curse of the Scarecrow. We have Curse of the Witch's Doll, another killer doll movie. Dark Was the Night. Timothy Olyphant is in it. He's one of my favorite actors, very good actor. Here's kind of a horror comedy from what it reads on the back. This one's called Dead Ant. Probably more comedy than horror. Here's another one that I would definitely not buy it if it wasn't for $1. This is called Dead Don't Die in Dallas. Crossdresser. Pretty cool cover here. Dead Sight. Dead Voices. And the last one for this shelf is Dear Diary. So let us get into shelf number 2. The first title on shelf 2 is called Death House. This one looks really cool. Has some heavy hitters in the horror genre. You have Kane Hodder, of course, who is in many, many horror movies. He's probably best known for playing Jason Voorhees in the Friday the 13th franchise. You have Bill Moseley, who was Chop Top, and he played in The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses. Everybody knows Bill Moseley. You got Dee Wallace right there. Sid Haig is also in here. You can see Michael Berryman in the background there. There's Sid Haig. There's Tony Todd. I mean, there's so many big names. Lloyd Kaufman, Felissa Rose, Gunnar Hansen. I was very glad to pick this up. Put out by MVD Visual. I've only seen that one time out in the wild, so I was glad to get it. If I saw another copy, I was going to pick it up, but unfortunately, I just saw the one. Next one is called Delivery: The Beast Within. Next one is called Driven. I think that's more on the suspense than it is on the horror. Guy who's battling demons. Eden Log. I think this is more of a sci-fi than horror. Next one's called Elizabeth Harvest. End of the Fall, or End of Fall. An English Haunting. Pretty cool cover. Ever Fall. I think this is kind of a zombie type movie. The Eyes of My Mother from Magnet comes with a slipcover. Fear Inc. Making a Killing, One Client at a Time. It says Frailty, even though it says Walmart $5.50. This was at a Dollar Tree for $1. Gates of Darkness. I love that cover. Really has kind of an Italian 70s or 80s vibe to it. To me, that cover right there is beautiful. Gwen, a Shudder original. House of the Witch. Inmate Zero. In the Flesh. It's a 2-disc set. It's complete season 2. It's a BBC British show. Here's the remake of Jacob's Ladder. This one's called Jurassic Thunder. There's a Blu-ray. This is the first Blu-ray so far. And this one is called Killer Movie. There's another Shudder exclusive called Last Ones Out. I think this is kind of a documentary, but I threw it in with the horror because it's Legendary Beasts, Kraken, Megajaws, and Bird Monster. But I think that is basically, it's a documentary of those creatures. The next one is called Malicious. The Mummy Reborn. Night of the Wild. This is a twin billing here, double feature. The Night Visitor and The Night Visitor 2, Heather's Story. I got Officer Down on Blu-ray with the slipcover, and I actually got this one before the Blu-ray. This is Officer Down on DVD with the slipcover. I found this one at a store, picked it up because they didn't have the Blu-ray, but when I went to another store I found the Blu-ray, so I picked it up. That's why I have 2 of those. Next one is called Ouija, Summoning. And the last one on shelf 2 is another Blu-ray, and it's called Playback. Violent Shocks and Plot Twists. So that is shelf 2 for horror. We have a little bit, I guess like 3/4 of a shelf for horror, and then we'll get into some of the other stuff. All right, so the first title on shelf 3 is called The Project. And we have a Japanese horror movie from Magnolia called Pulse. And it was also released as a double feature. You get Pulse and Sick Nurses. Another cool cover, Pumpkins. Fall is right around the corner, and I'm looking forward to going through and seeing all the different Halloween displays and the different Halloween stores that pop up this time of year or within the next couple of weeks. I think there's some Spirit Halloweens opening up already, so that's cool. Here's another Shout Factory movie, IFC Midnight. This is called Radio Flash. I believe this is more kind of sci-fi than horror. Next one is a 3-movie set. You get Remote Viewing as the main feature, and you also get, what does that say at the top there? Chronicles of Paranormal and The Veil with a slipcover. Here's another Shout Factory IFC Midnight called Rust Creek. I think that's kind of a suspense revenge movie. Comes with the slipcover. Here's a horror comedy called Severance, special edition. And you get a triple feature here. This was pretty cool, called Scar, the unrated director's cut, terror trap, and midnight movie. Even though it says it's Walmart, it was a Dollar Tree purchase. Here's the remake of Stage Fright. Another horror comedy called Stalled. Ultimate Undead Edition of Survival of the Dead. Termination. Terror Tales. The Trees Have Eyes. If any of you guys have seen any of these, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Here's Trick with the slipcover on DVD. Troll Hunter. Good movie. I have that on Blu-ray. The Unbidden. Vanishing on 7th Street. Magnet. I also have this on Blu-ray. Another good movie. And The Witch in the Window. So that was the, I guess those are the 3 shelves of horror. And we'll get into the remainder of the movies here, just to kind of fill out the Dollar Tree purchases. So here on shelf 4, I kind of combined the kind of epic adventure type movies up to here. And then I have a little stack of, I guess, westerns. I do have some comedy in here, and I have a couple of Christmas movies, so let's get into it. I have Baltic Tribes. On Blu-ray, we have Centurion. City of God. Dragonheart, Battle for the Heartfire. The Dwarves of Dragon Mountain. Forbidden Empire. Here's a Blu-ray with a nice slipcover called Hammer of the Gods. And we have Pagan Warrior. The Rebels. Rise of the Clans. This is a BBC program. I think this may be a documentary. Tower of Silence. Viking Siege, and William the Conqueror. So those are kind of like the epic battle adventure type movies. This was probably one of my favorite buys at the Dollar Tree. You get 20 John Wayne films for $1. It was an Walmart movie, I guess. Somehow Dollar Tree is getting stock from Walmart that doesn't sell their stock, I guess. So here we have Out of the Wild. Wild Horses on Blu-ray. Here's kind of a family type movie. We have Adventures at the Chocolate Factory. Barbershop, The Next Cut. Grown-Ups. Cat Williams Live in Concert. Nature Calls. And then a couple of Christmas ones here. You got Beethoven's Christmas Adventure. Those are fun movies. The Night Before Christmas. Santa's Magic Toy Bag. And The Secret World of Santa, Elves in Toyland. So that is shelf 4. Let's continue. Okay, so getting into the last shelf and conclusion of this video, I did forget to show, it's kind of a documentary, 6-part documentary called Lawmen of the Old West. I had that in a different part of my house, so I had to run and get that really quick because it was a Dollar Tree purchase. So this little stack here, this first one is called Great White Shark. It's a BBC documentary, obviously, about great white sharks. Comes with a nice slipcover, so I picked that up. Here is The Office, the complete second series, another British television show that was adapted as a US show for several seasons. It was pretty successful here from what I understand. I never watched the show. Here's another BBC documentary called Outlaws. Pretty cool. We have Bates Motel Season 4. Have not seen the show yet. Picked up Season 4 because it was $1. Then I have a bunch of Doctor Who stuff. I'm not sure if I will ever watch this, to be honest with you, but I have Doctor Who Deep Breath on Blu-ray. I have Doctor Who Series 6 Part 1. So I have kind of a mishmash of seasons here. So if I watched any of these, the continuity would be off because I don't have them in complete order. So I have on DVD Doctor Who Series 9 Part 2. Most likely I'll probably sell these. It's a 2-disc set. I'll sell them or give them away. Doctor Who Series 9 Part 1. Another 2-disc set. And the last of the Doctor Who is Series 8 Part 2. Another 2-disc set. So let me put these off to the side and we'll get into the very last of the bottom shelf. It's a little dusty on this shelf here, so kind of bear with me. But for the last shelf here, I have Power of Grayskull, the definitive history. Kind of a history that covers everything from the cartoons to the figures to the movies and collecting and all that stuff. I have The Secret of Nim, Don Bluth cartoon, a beautiful cartoon. I love it. Speed Racer, Race to the Future. It's kind of hard to get down here, so I have the Steam Engines of Oz on Blu-ray. Tad, The Lost Explorer on Blu-ray, Blu-ray 3D and DVD. Top Cat Begins. Top Cat the Movie. Batman Unlimited Animal Instincts original movie. Warner Brothers Home Entertainment Academy Awards Animation Collection, 15 winners. I have Gotti with the slipcover and Gotti without the slipcover. The Bay of Silence with the slipcover. Only. The Comet Kids. That looks like it would be a Scream Factory title, just that artwork. Valentine, the Dark Avenger. The Pirates of Somalia. Okay, we left off at the Pirates of Somalia. I have the Nature Boy, a documentary about the Nature Boy. Well, he's still with us. And many of you will remember from the WWF days, Ric Flair. One of the best. I really enjoyed him. And that's when wrestling was the funnest to me back in the 80s. I have the Lost City of Z on Blu-ray. A Gate, or At the Gate of a Ghost. Charles Bronson 3-pack. You get Death Wish 2, Death Wish 3, and Death Wish 4. It's a 3 Blu-ray set. Skin Trade on DVD. Actually, no, this is Blu-ray. The slipcover. Another triple collection. You get Caged Animal, Outrage, and Lords of the Street. Couple more here, guys. Warning Shot, based on true events, slipcover. Hunger Games Catching Fire, slipcover. And Panic in the Streets, starring Jack Palance. I think this is kind of a film noir title. So that was it for everything that I've purchased at the Dollar Tree over the past year. So if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like, a subscribe, a comment, and thank you for watching. Take care.